always wanted to create something that made people feel good. I always like to do stuff that made people feel good. So I always thought I was gonna be a barber or something like that.
Yeah.
Ran into you guys. You're doing the basketball. I love basketball, so I love to do things that make me feel good. And getting fly is definitely makes you feel great. And I know it also boosts other people's egos too. And I feel like ever since I was young, I always heard that you are what you wear. So pretty much, I wanted to come up with something positive that people could wear and it doesn't have a whole bunch of skulls on it and represent death and hate. This is love.
And since you've been moving with your clothing line, how has the impact been ever since?
It's been good. It's been good. I feel like it has to be. I want to do a lot more. But we did it. We have done some things so far. As far as like we did the breast cancer walk. We give
Yeah.
away things all the time. Um, but looking forward, I definitely want to be able to change somebody's life like all the way. You know what I'm saying? It's whether if it's a sport or somebody just trying to get their own apartment or whatever. I want to be there and be able to reach out and do something for the love because I know when I was in that position, nobody was there besides me and a couple good people that I've met along the way. But to have that person that's gonna help you, that's big. But you know, that's why the clothes is just a start. The clothes is just a start. Clothes is just a funding. Plus I love it. I love feeling the fabric. I love being different. And
Yeah.
seeing people saying like that's hot.
Now you mentioned just now that people saying that's hot, but how has that response been? Like, what have people been telling you lately? Like, how have people responded to your idea for the love clothing and the amount of time you spent on bringing these clothes together for a positive impact?
People really like it. People really like it. People wanna they love the message. They think it's something new, and they wanna be a part of it. I woke up. That's the thing too. Like that you get into what that I get into with myself is like I'll be working and working and working and working because just like you do everything yourself, do everything. So it's like you be working, 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 and forgetting what you're doing. And then when you look at the picture, you're like, wow, I was doing this is crazy. When you look back at it. But at the time, you're just putting on art. Like right now, you're just putting on art right now. So you're not really seeing what you're doing right now. Like what you're doing is epic. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people tell me these things, but I just continue just to keep going because I have a message to spread, and I'm hoping to create a family that will help me to grow, and we can grow with each other.
Right. And what are some of the messages that you would like people to receive based on your clothing line?
Somebody say it again. Oh.
What are some of the messages that you would want people to receive based on your clothing line?
I want them to know that we got to spread love and abundance. That's number one,
Yeah.
and, the most important thing is if you do everything for the love, you won't have to worry about anything. If you do everything from your heart,
Yeah, exactly.
everything will pan out.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And the fact that it reached up to the point where even it caught the attention of Malibu Miitch, who is a hip hop artist, a rising hip hop artist, and even Julez Santana, who is a legend in his own right. How
Right.
did it feel?
It feels surreal sometimes. For real, it feels surreal sometimes, but you gotta keep chasing. But the big thing is, I really don't chase the celebrities, King. I chase the people. Like that's what I'm here for. I'd rather see 20 people than one celebrity wearing my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because the celebrities, yeah, they're big. They have big eyes on them and stuff like that. But the people is the people that I want to be next to. I'm the people, and they just chase what's hot. So you got to be what's hot, and then they're gonna be like, "Yo, Chad, I want to interview,"
Yeah. And for the fact that you were going for the people, you're really making for love clothing for the people. Have they been? How you mentioned how the response has been, but people have been asking you like, "When's the next one dropping? When's the next one dropping?"
Yeah.
How's it like for you to provide an idea like that for the love clothing, and then people respond like that? How does that make you feel then? Especially since you're for the people.
Yeah, surreal. It feels surreal. It feels surreal. It feels like you gotta perform. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like LeBron or one of them guys or whatever like that. They practicing their whole life to make it to the A, or for people just to believe in them. And then once you get those people to believe in you, you gotta make sure that they keep believing and give them something to believe in.
Right. Now, what is next for the love clothing? What can people expect from you coming up in the near future?
Well, more clothes, but more than anything, I want to be able to next year. Um, I want to include more of the youth,
Yeah,
and more of the other communities,
yeah,
and do more functions in the community. As far as like like we spoke about doing like kickball, dodgeball, just bringing together the community in a way that's not about clothes. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Um, yeah, and I want to do a lot more teaching, because I feel like that's where I'm at right now.
Mm.
Yeah.
What do you hope to teach, especially in the mindset that you're in with your brand? What do you hope to teach to the community?
Um, skills to be independent,
Right.
and knowing that entrepreneur and is not a bad thing. Working is not a bad thing either. It's a great thing,
Yeah,
but you know, to have that spirit of I can do it on my own
yeah,
is not a bad spirit at all. It's something to embrace. I encourage.
yeah. Do you feel like you're doing that now, though, especially with the way that you have been moving with your clothing line?
Yeah,
That's what's up.
yeah, yeah. I got a couple more steps. I feel like, and I'll be able to like quit my job and all that other stuff.
Yeah, that's up, though. That's what's up. So where can people find your clothing line? For those who don't know, like, how can people keep an update on what's next to come with your clothing line for the Love Clothing?
Um, I have an Instagram for the Love Clothing. The number four, then the Love Clothing.
Right.
Um, and then it's I forgot what's at the end. It's like was it a dash or whatever at the end?
For the Love Clothing underscore.
Underscore, right? That's what it's called. For Love Clothing underscore for
Yeah.
loveclothing.com. Um, I'm gonna start doing like story sales too for like things I make myself, because like I said, I started around like well, I started before COVID, but I really started doing everything myself after COVID. I mean, like when COVID hit, because it's like I just wanted to learn it. Everybody that I went to in the stores and stuff like that, they always would take super long for my orders. So I decided to learn how to do it myself. So I went through a process of learning
Yeah.
and mistakes, trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. So I actually got one thing right, and it's like I'm still growing, still learning. Like so, that's I want to teach everybody how to teach the people who want to learn that stuff how to get to it. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't gotta wait for nobody, and that's what I'm gonna be on next year. Is I want to be Damon John next year. Have you ever read his book?
uh,
Fool Boy. He was outside. He was outside of Apollo. He was doing things like that. He was when the rush was coming out. He was outside trying to make sales and stuff like that. Like, got to be in people's faces. Got to show out.
nice. And going through the experience that you went through, like what you stated moments ago, trials and errors, how does that make you feel and the growth that you have experienced up until this point?
Amazing. It said amazing, bro. Like I wish I had like I just threw out a bunch of sweaters though. I wish I'd kept them because it was like I could see like what I was doing and how
Yeah,
it was like messed up, and then I'm like, nah, but people are like, oh, this is fine. I'm like, nah, but this is messed up, and it might peel off in a couple of days. Like I don't know, but I'm not gonna sell it to you, you know. But then now I learned how to like paint and stuff, so it's like I'm learning that. I'm doing one by one, but I'm learning. Then I'll be doing two. I'm gonna go crazy, you know,
yeah.
crazy.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Now you mentioned earlier that you want to teach people lessons. You're going to start that sometime next year. But do you have advice for young entrepreneurs who also want to step into this, the field that you're stepping into?
Yeah. I would say study.
Yeah,
I would say study and take your time. Like especially if you're young and stuff like that, you got a lot of stuff going on. You don't need like a whole bunch of cash and stuff like that. We need
yeah,
like we don't need a whole bunch of different clothes. We need messages and stuff like we need messages or stuff
yeah,
that is going to be like revolutionary to clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're just coming out with some clothes that just want to make money off of just t-shirts and stuff like that, I think you're gonna fail very fast. But if you have a message and you have a purpose, you'll continue to go. You know what I'm saying? Until you be able to fine tune your message for other people to grasp it. You know,
yeah,
like so. Just make sure it's something that you really love because people are gonna tell you that your shit is whack. You're gonna
mm,
feel like your shit is whack. Sometimes you might put a picture up. Somebody, one person might like it. Nobody might like it. You know what I'm saying? 100 people might like it.
yeah.
One person might view it. 1,000 people might view it. You never know, but you can't go for them. You got to go for you.
Exactly. Exactly. Is there anything else that you would like to share with the audience in attendance tonight?
Yeah. Only one thing. My boy, I'm happy to see my boy here, man. Like, if you were to know our history, like, just a little bit about our history, like, I remember before I met him, we was playing, I had a coach of the basketball team, and the team was whack. Then when I met you guys, it's just like, the team just lit up. It became lit. You know what I'm saying? It had life to it. But I love your persistence. No matter how much we would do to you or whatever like that. Not harmful, you know that, but
Yeah,
teach you the game, you know, and stuff like that, and show you stuff. It's like you always will come back, even in the game. You know, you'll get frustrated, but you'll come back, and
yeah,
you'll be resilient. And it's the same thing I see with your company. It just continues to grow and grow and grow and grow because you stay resilient, you stay on task. You know,
yes.
so
Yeah.
keep going, my boy.